Hey there, Saber friends. SpaceWindu here from the FX Saber forums, and I have a new lightsaber I want to show you guys. This is a Saberforge Imperial Knight. That's how it started. This is my friend Steve's lightsaber, and he sent it to me to be upgraded to Crystal Focus LS. And one of the reasons why this Saberforge Imperial Knight looks way cooler than a normal Saberforge Imperial Knight is because we added custom shroud to this saber. Normally an Imperial Knight lightsaber is really sleek, and that is how this started, but to keep that going and for a little MST for multi-shroud technology, we added shroud that kind of combines the look of like a Qui-Gon style shroud, like right here, with a custom look that I made specifically to accommodate the lines of this Imperial Knight lightsaber. Okay, so I think inside here is the best card, the best sound card, the best LED driver that is available right now. That's a Crystal Focus. That's the Plector Labs Crystal Focus LS. That stands for light string. And I don't know if you could see in there. Try to get that. It's probably pretty dark in there, but that's the female side of the DIN plug, and has a copper and brass setting that I have locked in with a few screws here. So these are added. One is to line up with the Saberforge Greebly. The side ones I lined up with the shroud, and then this was already here. This is a Greebly that's towards the bottom of the saber, and I moved it to the top and has a set screw inside there. That's the fourth one holding the custom setting for the DIN plug in there. See, normally I would make a saber out of MHS parts, or I mean, that's really the only way. Maybe another hilt somebody made for me. But with this hilt, there wasn't a lot of room inside, and the problem here is the MHS parts don't fit inside of this tube, so I couldn't use the setting that I would normally use, which is the MHS version, I think 2 heat sink module, which I turn upside down. I use it as my DIN plug setting. Okay, it works really good. Hot Wings from the FX Saber forums let everyone know that was a really good way to do it, so that's what I do. Can't do it on this saber, so what we did here was I made that custom setting and put that in there. Now Steve said that there is a heatsink module that will fit inside of here and lock in. It was kind of too late for me to go that route. So I made my own situation that works pretty well there, and following that down the hilt, two 12mm buttons from the custom saber shop. The activation button is raised up a little bit with their bezel. Okay, so I wanted the activation to be a little bit taller, and I recessed the auxiliary button. And they're both the 12mm momentary switches. Then we have a couple screws that hold in the shroud along with these 2 screws at the top. Okay, the belt cover tech wheel is by Saberforge. They also had a D-ring style thing attached to the side as well, and Steve didn't need both of those, so he chose to keep the cover tech, and to move the D-ring, he wanted me to make a custom kill key out of that, and the port for power is in the pommel. So you can pull...
What did you say?
You can pull the kill key there, and we have power to the lightsaber. There's a R.I.C.E port where this D-ring used to be. I think that's where the either this Greebly was here. I forget where this D-ring came from. Maybe it's just an option if you don't use the cover tech wheel. But what we did was, like I said, we turned that into a kill plug. We have a R.I.C.E port right here. Now, there's one thing, if you're using a CFLS right now, be careful with the R.I.C.E port. This R.I.C.E port is hooked up properly to the crystal focus board, but when you use the R.I.C.E software, you're going to have an issue because whatever you set the drive to in the Saber, which is very particular to what kind of battery pack you use, what kind of LED strip you are powering, you need to figure out a certain number, okay? And the R.I.C.E software, at least for right now, will change that number back to a number that you don't want. So that's even just if you read the sound font and then you save it to soundboard. You even if you change a different setting, okay? So right now, if you plug in R.I.C.E, you want to change a setting like your swing setting, and you save that, you will get on that sound font. Now you'll have a different drive setting. Okay, so you don't want to do that. So the R.I.C.E port here is sort of for future use. I tested it; it works. But what you have to do is after you do R.I.C.E, it will change the drive setting, which means you have to go into the SD card anyway and put the drive setting back to what you wanted it in the first place. So just don't mess with the R.I.C.E for right now. Irv will fix that. It'll be taken care of. But just for right now, don't use the R.I.C.E. We need to go into the SD card. Now I set it up the way Steve wanted it here, so he probably doesn't even need to go into anything because he has the fonts that he wants. So let me show you guys.
I have something here for you. The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Okay, so this is unnatural. This is a font that I think is cool, so I added it on here.
What did you say?
I'm just going to go through that while I show you guys the blade. So we have the other side of the DIN plug, the male side on the blade. And what I did was I just inserted it the proper way. I'm going to tighten down the blade setting here with my fingers, but you can also use the tool and tighten it down further if you were going to like really go crazy and really swing it around. Okay, so this is a really nice white. This is a cool white. Now this is a 75-degree lens white LED. We have 120, I believe, in this blade here, and bullet blade tip. Okay, now for the first time here, what I tried was the white tube from the Custom Saber Shop, the trans white, and I think it looks really great with white. I got some tips from people to try the trans white with white LEDs, with light colored LEDs, and I think, see, this is actually Steve's second blade. Okay, so his first blade had the clear tube, and the second blade has this white tube.
I have something here for you. The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Okay, so unnatural is font number 2.
I call it luck. In my experience,
Also have
there's no such thing as luck.
heirloom.
This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight.
Now I think this needs to be on your saber. Heirloom is really awesome. Okay, there's a great hum. So you can see we have a green special effects strip in here. So not only is there 120 white LEDs in here, there is also, I think, 84 green LEDs in this blade, just causing those special effects. Okay, now we'll show you guys this blade. As soon as I'm done talking about these fonts and stuff, I'll show you guys out in the garage. I'll just swing the lightsaber around a little bit. You can see the blade a little better. String blade is like really even all the way to the tip. It's pretty awesome. You know, there's some imperfections can be seen if you really focus in your eyes on a string blade. Sometimes there's something going on, but that's exactly the reason why I have this trans-white diffusion tube on the outside. I have a nylon diffusion tube underneath that. I have Makoto foam underneath that. We have all the LEDs wrapped in heat shrink underneath that. So we have a lot of layers going on to diffuse the light here. So we have the best outcome possible.
I have something here for you. I call it luck. In my experience, there's no such thing as luck. Lazy Imperial Knight.
Okay, this is one of the fonts that Steve wants on the saber. Obviously, this is an Imperial Knight saber, so he wants Imperial Knights. That's what we have here. Now, I just want to say something about the sound on these sabers. I've really been happy with the 2-watt speaker. I was able to get the 2-watt speaker that Steve sent into this lightsaber. I wasn't sure if there'd be enough room. Like I said, there's not that much room in this saber. The aluminum here is like a 1/4 inch thick. So however it looks, you have a lot less to work with underneath. That's why it was difficult to attach everything, attach the buttons, attach the nut to the underside of the buttons. There's you know, you have to be very careful attaching the R.I.C.E. There's a nut underside of that. It's like barely catching on the R.I.C.E. port. So there is, and I even you know, recessed that. I recessed one of the buttons. There's just there isn't a lot of room going on in the inside of this saber, so you have to be really careful. But what I did was I was able to figure out just some of the best ways I think to do the 2-watt speaker, and one of my newest solutions for that is in this saber here, and I think the outcome is just so nice. It sounds really full. The 2-watt speaker is probably the best thing that happened to sound in lightsabers since the Plector Labs boards came out, and it is, if it's set right. Now, the best that I've ever heard is probably the Vader's Vault Star Killer. So they know how to set the speaker properly to get the best sound out of it. Super loud. Also, JQ, basically every saber they make has amazing full sound, all because of the 2-watt speaker and because they know how to work with the 2-watt speaker. If you don't know how to set the 2-watt speaker, it's not really going to sound any better than the 1-watt speaker, you guys. The 1.5 is not going to sound any better. You're better off using the 1.5 speaker, and a lot of times you have to replace it because it keeps blowing. If you're using Crystal Focus 5 or above, the speaker might blow. The 1.5 watt can blow. That's powerful sound output, CF5 and above, okay? But if you guys use the 2-watt speaker, basically it'll never blow, but it'll only get really good sound if you mount it. You know, get a JQ Saber, look at your friend's JQ Saber, study what they've done, how they set the speaker, come up with your own ways to do a resonance chamber. This saber here I think sounds awesome because like of the 2-watt speaker, like I said, and also I've been learning better ways to do it. I've gotten a lot better at setting the 2-watt speaker. I even redid my personal saber, my Quiflex. I updated the entire innards of that saber, and I redid the 2-watt speaker. It had a 2-watt speaker, but it wasn't properly set up to get the best sound out of that 2-watt. Okay, this font sounds really awesome in here. This is Legacy Imperial Knight. You see it's really cool with the Imperial Knight lightsaber.
Something here for you. Lazy Imperial Knight. Ancient Saber.
Yeah, a lot of you guys, if you watch my videos, you know I'm just going to put Ancient Saber on your LS lightsaber if you get an LS lightsaber because
the Force is what gives the Jedi
it's just
power.
the coolest
It's an energy field created
font
by all
for
living things. It
LS
surrounds
blades.
us, penetrates us, it binds the galaxy together.
Now, Novistar made this font. This is Ancient Saber, so you'll see the way it ignites is really special for a LS, a light string lightsaber. So this reacts like a damaged blade. And watch the way it goes in. So it just, you know, the blade retracts slowly, so that's just a neat effect for the Crystal Focus LS.
I have something here for you. Ancient saber. Rogue.
Okay, so Steve also wanted Rogue. Mad Cow made this awesome font called Rogue. He has like 3 or 4 just like killer, maybe 10 just killer fonts, and one of them is Rogue. Okay, so what an incredible sounding lightsaber font that is. So all these fonts have like multiple ignitions and retractions, and you can get them on saberfont.com. You gotta trick out your lightsaber with all the best sound fonts, especially since if you have like a Crystal Focus version 7 or 7.5, you can store 12 sound fonts in your lightsaber. This Crystal Focus is a 6.5 LS. It has 6 sound fonts in it. So this is number 6. This is Rogue. Okay, and one final font to show you guys.
I have something here for you. Rogue. We are Imperial Knights. There are none better.
Now those are some Imperial Knight boots, but this is actually Mad Cow's Shoto. I just wanted to give Steve a couple extra Imperial Knight cues on there. So when he pulls the kill key on Sound Font 1, you'll get some Imperial Knight cues, as well as Sound Font 4, which is actually Imperial Knight. So this is Shoto by Mad Cow. It's one of the best hums in the business. This is supposed to be for a short lightsaber, but this really works for any lightsaber. So I just think the saber looks awesome. What a good choice on the white blade. Looks absolutely awesome with the Imperial Knight. Obviously, that's what you need.
I have something here for you.
When you have an Imperial Knight,
or do not. Do.
You need the white blade.
Or do not. There is no try.
Okay, but this lightsaber. I actually wanted to play a song for you guys, so.
I have something here for you. The dark side. I call. Rogue. Do. Or do not. There is no try.
So what I wanted to say before was that this lightsaber blade is white. This is a Crystal Focus LS running this white blade, like I said, has green effects, but you can plug in any blade that is wired the same way as this. You'll get these effects. So if you wire up your Crystal Focus the way I do, you can get one of my blades. You could build your own blade. I build it just to the specs that like Irv writes in the manual, so you just follow the manual. You build your own blade in any color that you want, and it's cool. It's got 6 segments, and you could use any colors that you want to use. So I always tell people, even if you're not going to do a Flash on Clash lightsaber, I want you to put the PEX in the power extender in your Crystal Focus LS. Put it in your hilt, because it's only $5 or $6, and then you'll have ability to do Flash on Clash. Now, Flash on Clash inside a lightsaber blade is going to be, $60 or $100 more to do Flash on Clash. Obviously, you have to buy 100 LEDs and start wiring them up. But You know, you could use 80, you could use 60 for the flash on clash strip, depending on how dense you want to go. But that's going to be an extra cost. But it's only $6 to wire up your saber to, you know, just to add that in. So always add that in, and maybe the next version of the LS will not require a PEX. Okay, so you know, that might not even, you might not even need that in the next version. So just keep that in mind. And okay, so I'll take this out in the garage. I think I showed you everything I wanted to show you on this saber, and I'll swing it around a little bit just to test a little more. It's going to go back to Steve in a couple days. Oh, I guess I didn't say what kind of batteries this saber has. We have the 4th pack I tried for this saber. The first pack that came was blown out. That was a pack of 14,500 batteries, 2 of those. And I tried to make a pack with 17 650s, and the what's it called? The protector circuit was bad in that pack. So then what I did was I made a third set 17 650 pack, and that pack didn't fit in the saber after all. So I had to revert back to a brand new set of 14 500s, make a pack of that. So that's what the saber has, 14 500s. It's been working great so far. And what I'll do is I'll show you guys outside, and then we'll come back in.
Something here for you. Lazy Imperial Knight. Ancient saber. Rogue. Good. I can feel your anger. Something here for you. Rogue. Do. Or do not. There is no try. The dark side of the Force is a pathway to men. What did you say? I have something here for you. The dark side. I call it blood. Lazy Imperial Knight. The dark side of the... I call it blood. Rogue. have something here for you. We are Imperial Knights. Learn and better. Dark side of... I call it luck. In my experience, there's no such thing as luck. Lady, Imperial Knight.
Okay, guys, so you saw that saber in action a little bit, and just want to thank you for taking a look at this video. Hope you enjoyed the crystal focus. Get involved, go to FX Sabers, be a guest, look around, or if you like being a guest and you like looking at all this stuff, just become a member. It's free, and then you could check out so much more stuff on there.
I have something here for you. We are Imperial Knights. Learn and better.